is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClenahan, but my buds call me Bam. And holy crap, buds, we are thrilled that you're joining us here tonight. We have been just cranking out some serious. I gotta say, man, I've played D&D, just to acknowledge my age here a little bit. I've been playing D&D about 28 years. And I gotta say, this is one of my favorite campaigns of all time. I don't know that I've ever had this much fun every single time playing with a group of people. So just a testament to this wonderful cast and all the amazing things that they do. These last few sessions have just been wild. Thank you for being with us. If you missed them, you can catch them over on YouTube. We re-up all our sessions from here on Twitch over to the YouTube at 4:20 the following Friday. So hit that re-up over at the youtube.com/ArtHeartStudios. Subscribe, ring the bell, smash the like button, because that's how you prefer to be told to handle like buttons, is to smash them, apparently. There's got to be some data for that. But holy crap, dudes, so thrilled to be here. Ready to get back into some D&D. I did manage to survive a pretty heavy weekend of revelry at the Las Vegas Renaissance Fair. Freaking dope. Got a chance to meet some of the buds and stuff. Man, it was a freaking treat and a half. So I did survive. I live one more year. My phylactery is probably hidden somewhere, and I just keep resurrecting. I'm not a lich, but if I was, that's how I would tell you. We do have big, exciting news this week, guys. This weekend, here, this Saturday, 10/23 at 8 p.m., ArtHeart Studios and the Playhouse LV have collaborated, and we will be bringing you a live D&D experience called Role Playhouse. I will be the dungeon master. Some peeps you know from the show, and a good friend of ours, fellow actor improviser, will be joining us as well. But I'll be DMing Brenna, Folger, Abby Dandy, Drew Yonemori, and then our friend Maxim will be holding it down, and we will be doing some really fun stuff. So if you're in the Las Vegas area, go on over to theplayhouselv.com. Make sure you type The Playhouse, because the other one is it might be a little naughty site. So make sure you theplayhouselv.com to get your tickets. They're doing a whole fantasy weekend over there, man, and there's a lot of really awesome stuff. You might know our lovely host Chipmunk, hostess of the Behind the Greens. She's doing some yoga classes and things like that. There's burlesque, fantasy burlesque shows. There's an improvised Mad Wizard show. There's all kinds of great stuff. So if you're in Vegas and you're like, man, I wish there was a really super freaking awesome weekend of fantasy magic and love and beautiful people, guess what? There is. It's this Saturday at 8 p.m. We hope you come and join us. It's going to be a riot and a half, and we're hoping to put together some kind of video from the experience, whatever that may be. We'll dump that on your ass afterwards. So, speaking of Dungeons & Dragons, man, I'm so friggin' pumped to play. These things have been crazier every week, but in order to do so, I need to pass this joint through the magic fibers of the interwebs to my dear and wonderful friend, Brenna Folger. Hey, Brenna. How you doing, girl?
Hey, I'm doing great, fam. What's up, buds? Brenna Folger here, but you know me as Bruenor, the Serpent, the Serpent Slayer, the Shadow Dragon Slayer. Slayed her. We've got some big stuff coming up. I'm real stoked for this weekend. For that show, and then also just for continuing on this adventure with you guys. We're all here. So I think the only thing left to say is that my favorite Batman is Kevin Conroy. Abby, what about you, girl?
Thank you. Oh my goodness. What a great question. I'm going to have to say Michael Keaton because he's sexy. Yeah, but also so I can get closer to Danny DeVito as the Penguin, which is, I believe, my one true love. So yeah, I'll work on that in like therapy, I guess. But like, I'm Abby D&D, and I'm so happy to be back. Oh my gosh. And I'm so excited for this weekend also. But around these parts, you know me as Tynna Smoothhands. And you know what? I'm just ready to get right into it. What you got for us, Drewby? What you got?
Oh, thanks, baby. You know what? It is fantastic to have you back. The gang's back together, y'all. What up? Drew, Thoricus the dwarf, fucking slaying dragons with my best friends. My best friends and the buds. Fucking dropping dope sauce and fire all over the place like it's our fucking job. Come on. My favorite Batman, of course, I said it in a Behind the Greens, Val Kilmer, obviously. I can't. I did it the last time too when I said it. No,
Did our
it's Adam
numbers
West.
just drop? I think they did.
It's Adam West. Adam West. Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite Batman. Anyway, fucking stoked as hell. Let's get this thing rolling. I'm excited as hell. Best friend, come on in. So happy to have you back. Oh, fucking gang's back together. Let's do this, brother. Dropping it.
Ooh. Airdropping it like it's hot, just like my best friend do. What's up, guys? We're all clearly so stoked to be back together again. Jake Taylor here is Riel Othervan, the level 11 arcane trickster rogue. Now Revenant. Oh man, everyone's just dropping like such good Batman. Also, Bam, the fact that you said we're gonna dump it on your ass was hysterical. That got me so good. We'll dump that on your ass. But just for a nice different one, The Bat Who Laughs is some pretty dope shit. I'm all about that life. So yeah, let's keep this adventure going. I'm so excited. And Gus, how you doing tonight?
Oh, thanks, Jake. I didn't see you there. Man, who's my favorite Batman? First things first, I am your boy Gus Two Blunts Langley, and I will be laying Divot, the original Revenant, but now part of the Revenant crew, I guess.
No.
What's up, Rial? I'm a bard warlock, no big deal. But enough about me. My favorite Batman is Hank Bitcher. Fucking fight me.
All right, buds. Holy shit. Favorite Batman. Here's my answer, and I'm always worried Gus is going to take it, and since he didn't, it's fucking Moon Knight. Motherfucker, Moon Knight is the best Batman, because Marvel's better than friggin' DC any day of the week. Moon Knight has fucking magic. All right, so yeah, Batman's tight, and he's got a bunch of little balls that do smoke, and he throws little boomerangs. Fucking magic from a god, an Egyptian
Dracula,
god.
you fucking nerd. Where's my money?
That's right. All right, guys, as you can see, we are fucking pumped to be back together. It is just such a joy when we can all play this beautiful game together with all you wonderful people. My big, amazing shout outs of love to the Buds community over on Discord, over on Twitter, over on Facebook. We're all over the place. Fucking here every Tuesday at 8. Guys, you're the best, and we love bringing this little piece of magic to you. So in order to friggin' play this little piece of magic, we got us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter, like this little Tyrannosaurus Rex riding a moped in front of the moon. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire and go. The light is up. Oh man, let's play some fucking D&D.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control.
Ooh. We're doing it without a net, folks. All right. If you will please allow me, ooh, I'm pumped, to set the mood. Ooh. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they gathered once more within the Coral Throne Room. Exonius slain, Bruenor was faced with a decision of what to do with the Mithril Throne. The Kraken, which had led them to Elmyyra and assisted in the confrontation with Exonius, turned away from the conflict and set his sights on the treasury of Elmyyra and the tier of the Primordials which lay inside. Meanwhile, Divot and Rial attempted to calm the angered Death, who viewed Divot sharing his life essence with Rial as a slight to the gift he offered. Divot declared it his only choice in order to defeat the Shadow Dragon and bring him closer to his calling to defeat Sithysis in all his forms. Satisfied with this answer, and Rial's offer to aid Divot in the Beyond after their mission is complete, Death retook his throne and agreed to return to his purpose for the time being. It was then that Divot and Rial called upon the powers of the souls that wandered, while Bruenor called upon the shadows of her fallen people, bolstered by the holy light of Tynna and the fiery Raka from within Thoricus. The five returned life to the army of 10,000 statues that laid in wait beneath the kingdom. Proving herself a true leader, Bruenor released them from the obligations of their lineage and told them to seek what they wished, absconding her power and giving it back to those who had died for it. All right, guys, we jump back in. You know, you guys are all still standing in the coral throne room of the once fallen, of the, I guess it's hard to call it the Fallen Kingdom. It's still it did fall, so it's still a Fallen Kingdom. It's just not as fallen, previously more Fallen Kingdom of Elmyyra. You know, you sit not too far a stone's throw from the mithril throne itself, which currently has a skeleton disguised as Bruenor sitting on it going, but you guys are all standing currently at the window. You know, the blue tile floors, the twisting coral that creates the walls, the room around you. You know, the gorgeous Eladrin architecture of this regal castle where massive decisions were made and levied and an entire kingdom was once run from. You see the beautiful colors of green and blue. Now that the shadow has been drawn from the area, it's like you're actually able to take in what a beautiful sight, this gem of the ocean, the pearl and ivory city of Elmyyra. You stand currently at the broken windows, you know, exploded by the ferocious blast of Exonius, overlooking the kingdom. You know, you've all just kind of heard Bruenor's decree. You've recently, you know, created a partnership of sorts with the Drowned Hounds, telling them to bring you Shren Oldbuck and that Luck Blade. You know, they've now moved on and are headed toward the beaches nearest Nombul Deer. But currently, you're all standing, looking out the window, and trying to determine what to do as far as this Kraken is concerned. You know, you see his tremendous electric blue skin just floating above the giant hole that he's bored in with his teeth that rotate like a circle, you know, just coring out the earth underneath this great treasury, digging to ancient ruins buried even deeper within the earth at the base of the ocean. You see, finally, he pulls away. You know, great hurls of stone and rock and mud have been cast away as he's bored basically right through the foundation of this once great treasury. You know, destroying probably priceless artworks and things from the kingdom that perhaps had been trapped inside. You see that this giant, you know, the primordial form of the Kraken himself, you know, well over 150 feet long, you know, as big as some of the buildings that you're looking out the window at the emerald tops of as you kind of watch this destruction as he digs deeper and deeper into the earth. And you notice suddenly that this weird, and you know, recall Bruenor that it was like the electric blue skin of this Kraken has never been in any of the mythos that you've read. You know, you've in fact heard that he has skin almost the color of rust, a red and brown, and so this strange electric blue, you know, tint to his skin basically has served as a little bit of a confusion point for you guys. And as you're kind of having this recollection, looking at this giant beast, you see he pulls away. Here, let me bring you guys over real quick. Boop. He pulls himself away, and you see as this great energy, the blue crystalline color from his body is suddenly like starts pulling from the end of his long tendrils. And you see almost the reveal of that rust-colored skin as the blue peels away and begins to consolidate toward the front of his mouth. You know, you see the great maw of the Kraken's mouth open, sharp teeth that you've now seen, you know, cylindrically drill like a saw blade coring into the earth. And from this great mouth, where once the ship, you know, the Queen Anne was rested on your journey here, that big spiraling mouth of teeth, you see all of the concentrated color and electric blue energy start forming out of its mouth. And you see, like ejecting from a great shell of this primordial beast, a smaller version of a little Kraken, skin crackling with the blue crystals that you have seen before. Instantly, you make the connection. These are the same crystals that you saw in the core of the Malachite Mountains. You know, the corruption of Queen Mab that you drove away. Suddenly, you know, the electric blue color, of course, how could I have missed it? You see as this crystalline skin-covered Kraken is expelled from the mouth. You watch as that giant blue creature, freezing even the salt water around it as it moves. You see as it moves toward this hole that it has bored into the earth, and you watch as the blue tendrils and tails of this now much smaller creature disappear in a flash beneath the earth. What do you do?
Stay away from me and my son.
Well, yeah, I mean that's definitely the same blue crystal that had there was the 5 goblins that we were supposed to retrieve for Boxo, right?
Yes, the same crystals. There was the main master one in the chamber, that real big one.
Right.
But you guys had assumed that perhaps that was the cause of that Feywild blight. But you see these same crystals, undeniably so, growing from the skin of this smaller Fey Kracken that's been kind of expelled from the casing of this giant Kraken, who seems to just be floating there. Like the Kraken himself, it just seems to be like almost like a husk, just floating in the water.
Am I able to communicate with Phil at all right now?
You are. What's the distance on your telekinesis, your ability to talk telepathically?
Oh, like 30 feet.
Okay, yeah. So he's still kind of far away from you. You guys, I know it's like the city and everything. This is just I was obviously at Red Fair all week, so my maps this week, I'll admit, aren't as freaking sweet and gilded as I like them. But here's what we got. You guys are pretty much, I'm gonna ping here. You're kind of up near the top of this royal castle over here. Like if one of these windows was blown out, you're kind of peeping on it, but he's still pretty far away. If you want to like go over there, you can. But from where you're at right now, Divot, I would say it's a little tough.
Well, then let's go check it out.
Yeah.
Chalk it out.
Let's get a chop.
Swam.
Can we can just swim, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You're not as
Right
quick
out the
as you
window.
usually are,
Yeah.
unless you have a swim speed. But yeah, you guys are able to move about the city just as you have to this point. Almost as if like you could leap from the castle window and get pretty close. Land in the square where this great hole in the earth has been bored. As you kind of like look down and in, you see the green or the electric blue Kraken digging a little bit deeper as you guys kind of consider what you want to do.
Well, so Brian ate the Clamorgera book also.
Yes. Yeah, he got a little
okay.
bit of healing. You guys are pretty tuned up also from your battle. That's something to consider as well.
Oh, right. I should need to check that.
I just need to know if our boy is the big rusty fellow or if our boy was the little blue guy. Because we put in a little time with this guy,
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's go
Ask him.
ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
No better way to find out.
We go
We should
see
be
what's
direct.
up.
All right, sweet. So you guys, you start swimming out of the windows of the coral throne room, and look down upon the city again. Now that you actually see it in front of you, without the dark shadows that were looming in over all the place, it's probably the most elaborate architecture and most beautiful city you've ever seen. The Eladrin people are kind of like the fathers of the race of elves. Come over from their pilgrimage from the other places, the Feywild being one of them. But this is purely Eladrin architecture. Augmented with the color scheme, obviously, of these aquatic elves in their long time here in the base of the ocean. But you look out upon just a beautiful, vast city that sprawls in front of you. You can't help but notice a couple of the statue people, that you've basically granted whatever life they choose to live. A couple of them are like moving around in the streets and like I said, returning back to like the bars, and like you see some of them like opening doors and like looking inside to see if there's a home for them here. And again, they're not exactly sure what to do, but that was almost the point. It's like now they're considering what do they want to do with this stone life they've been granted. But you guys kind of jump from the crystalline castle tops and course through the water. Again, all of you able to breathe water thanks to the spell granted us cast by Bruenor. But again, that smoke choke of the water, that thickness is now gone. You're just breathing the pure emerald waters of the kingdom of Elmyyra. It starts to make a little sense how this was like the center point of all aquatic civilization, as this is just such a beautiful area. You look all around you and you just see these beautiful drops of sea dust coming from above and clear blue waters. Even the ground beneath you, once seeped with shadow, now begins kind of turning back to a blue kind of a bluish green hue. And you kind of land up on one of these peaks nearest the hole. You look and you can kind of see, it's like he's buried through and kind of collapsed the main chamber of this treasury of Elmyyra. Kind of, like I said, it's a little bit like the Louvre. It's, the museum portion of it all has just kind of collapsed as he's bored deeper and deeper within the earth. Now you guys can see down into this great big pit, and it's dark, and it looms, but you see these small specks of that Fey color, these vibrant pinks and greens and blues, kind of swirling from like the exhaust behind this smaller Kraken now going into the depths below. The smell of cinnamon that comes with the presence of the Feywild starts to permeate the waters around you as you feel it, as you breathe, even though by magic, as you breathe this in, you detect that hint. Again, the reek of the Feywild is present, this creature seemingly made perhaps of pure Fey energy. But that's what you see. You see kind of a looming hole beneath you. It seems to go down for, hundreds of feet. And at the very base, almost like looking down at the bottom of a well, there's a light blue shine, kind of shining from the bottom.
Shallow.
You kind of call down the hole. No response. You look above you, and the large looming form of the mighty Kraken, Bruenor, far closer to the stories of your youth, the creature of your nightmares from your childhood, kind of just hangs like a celestial body in space, just, and you get no response.
I speak Kraken. Y'all want me to ask him what's going on?
Yeah, see what's cracking.
Nice.
I hate myself. I'm sorry.
All right.
So good.
Phil, my guy, we killed that dragon that was talking shit. You okay, bud?
Divot, as you open your mind to this communication, you reach into the mind of this great primordial creature. Again, that you've kind of shared, a moment of humor with, at the very least, him laughing at your joke. And it's almost like you have to push through a cloud of smoke to get to the signal. And again, before your ability to filter before you get the ability to filter the primordial language, you hear a very tired, eternal creature cry out. And, you kind of bend your mind and do the ability where you as long as they speak a language, you can understand them. And you hear him call back. She used me, fed upon my yearning for the tear. The body continues to float. The queen shall have it.
I know how that is, man. I relay that info to the group.
So you guys hear, it appears that Queen Mab has used this Kraken and has somehow set up what she's doing right now, and has her eyes set upon the tier, the world tier, or the tier of the Primordials, depending on which myth you're listening to.
I'm getting the vibe that the blue guy is the bad guy. He seems cool.
Oh, you're talking to Rusty?
Yeah.
Rusty Shackleford.
Actually, Divot, go ahead. You and Rial are both connected to pretty heavy magic stuff. Go ahead, and both of you guys can make me an Arcana check to see if you can piece a little bit of the magic of this together.
Can I too, just for embarrassment's sake?
No, I don't like having 5 people roll every check. Specifically, Rial and Divot would be kind of locked into this thing.
Yeah, those will work.
Those are good. So,
Is that good?
one thing that kind of jumps out to both of you guys in this moment is that these crystals, these corrupting forces, have now been found inside 2 primordials. The Kraken itself is a primordial, and so was Melora, the mountain, who became the Malachite Mountains. And so it's you guys purged the corruption out of Melora, and were able to set it free and kind of break some of the Fey influence on the area around it. But this kind of now is the second in, fool me once, but this is the second in a line now. It seems Queen Mab has some kind of, she's attempting to corrupt these primordials for whatever reason. And this tier that the primordial is seeking may help her to that end. Now, you also were told that aiding Queen Mab was one of your only chances to save the world, truly.
Yeah.
And so, it's not fun, but there's a few different bits of information, and I'm just wanting to clarify that for our more magically inclined. You guys would kind of notice that these are both great creatures of primordial might, creatures that had been sought for thousands of years and no one had ever found, or those that did were killed. And so now it's like you've now seen 2 primordials and spoken with them within the past couple weeks.
Sounds like we want to be the ones holding that tier.
Absolutely.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I love tears.
Love
Um,
salty.
All right, yeah. I mean, as far as it goes, it's like, again, you're underwater, and even though the water's a little weird as you go down, it's not any different as far as like how you guys move around. So, you can just head on down. There is like a little bit of, like I said, he kind of bored his way down. So if you were inclined to kind of like walk around the ridges that go down, again, this one won't be quite as pretty. We're just going to kind of draw it out as you go. There we go. But yes, you're looking down into this expanse here, and it just looks to be a great hole. And then again, like I said, there's kind of a pearl point of this light blue down here at the base when you look, as if a shining light from below.
So we can start like approaching the hole without worrying about spinning like rows of teeth. Like he's dug in, but is he around?
Again, I know it's like to fill in the visual of it. It's like he went down and like cored out this big deep hole, and then once that was done, it was like, or it didn't need him anymore, or whatever. It came back out and then threw up this little one that then went through the hole. So, just its sheer size, the Kraken itself, 150 feet long, massive. I would say this thing is a little bit closer to like the 30 by 30-ish size, you know what I mean? Kind of a huge creature, but not nearly, the primordial size of the true Kraken.
Okay, we can go spelunking, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go fuck that thing up.
All right, so you guys kind of begin your descent. Anything you guys just again before we kind of like go into this section, was there anything you guys wanted to do beforehand, or do you just want to like all kind of gather together and go down the hole? And is Brian coming with you?
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Okay, so Brian is at like 11 health right now. The only thing.
Maybe we should keep watch.
I mean, I think that if we take a rest, it. Wow.
Wow.
Did that cat just do a wow?
Just going up on a Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
we do have a bunch of potions. I mean, we could drop a couple
That's what I'm
of.
saying. Like,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't think that we should necessarily rest, because I think we'll miss opportunities that, will take place.
The clock is ticking. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So if we get some potions for the bee money, that'd be really great.
Yeah.
I
keep some in my chest cavity. So like as we're having this conversation, I piece our boy off one.
Nice. Yeah, you had a few of them. Which size? Which size? Do you give him a greater or just a normal, or what are you guys passing out?
Let me give him 2 normal ones.
Got 2d4.
I think a greater might be overkill. No, fuck it. Let's just give him the greater. Let's do it. He's bashed up. That was a big fight.
Yeah, he got messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, again, it's like you guys would love to have a long rest, It's just like, oh, you guys, this was an extremely hard battle that you've now gone through, now diving into another conflict. But again, it's like, you have, about a minute, 10 rounds, if you would, while you're sitting around the outside, where, just a minute of movement isn't going to change the scale of things either way. So, if you had anything you wanted to do in prep, dope. And then once you guys are done with that, we can jump right in.
You guys good on health? I got health. I'm running out of rounds in the chamber, but I'm good on health.
I'm pretty good on health. It's 4d4 plus 4. Okay.
Yes, is a greater.
It's just making sure.
4d4
plus 4.
I'm only down 21 hit points.
Ooh.
Hey, that was actually pretty good. Yeah, 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where's the cat?
Can I,
Oh shit!
can I cast Aid as a ritual spell?
It would have to. Does it have the ritual tag? I don't think so. Let me see.
Okay, no. Okay, well, can I in that case, though, I'd like to just cast Aid if I can before we go in because this doesn't feel. Something feels a little spicy, and I want to make sure we're also spicy.
Does this water taste spicy to you?
Cinnamon.
I did double check. No, it's just it is an 8-hour duration spell, 2nd level spell slot. You get to choose up to 3 creatures.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna hit Thoricus, Divot, and Rial with that. Sorry, Bruenor, but yeah.
I'm good. Yeah.
And what is it one more time?
It's 5 extra hit points. It actually increases your hit point maximum and your current hit points by 5 for the duration. So if you have temporary hit points, those do stack. Unlike normal, where it's like if you have 2 temporary hit points pools, that it's whichever one is higher. In this case, this is temporary hit points, not called that, so they stack with each other. But yes, your max and your current hit points increase by 5 for the next 8 hours. So even if that damage is removed and you heal yourself, you still have that 5 for the next 8 hours.
Yeah, so I get that whiff of cinnamon, and I quick reach into my satchel and I pull out a little white cloth and I whisper a little message into it, and then it bursts in my hands in a little flame. In that case, cast the aid spell on everyone.
You know, you guys feel that that golden light of Shantia, you know, the blessing of a little extra life granted you. And yes, you know, you guys have seen many many wild things through the balance of these 2 power sources around you, but this one is a nice one and it feels real good.
I swore that you said you pulled out a White Claw.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna crack a white claw.
What?
We're sponsored by White Claw now.
Right.
Abby's made it big. Like she just doesn't want to tell us. She just keeps using branded images.
So I crack.
I'm just trying to sneak in
Ice
my
cold White Claw.
Right?
Next week it's Subway, so it's good.
Law is law.
Can't take water, so we get big seltzer. It's fine.
Shit. Whoever's going to be the tip of the spear going down, I want to cast guidance on.
Yeah, good question.
Like,
so I know
whoever's
obviously we're like,
leading the way.
think of, you know, normally you're walking forward. In this case, forward is down, but you're underwater. So give me, I'm going to pull your tokens up here. And just give me a loose, you know, the cavern is plenty wide. You could all be in a straight line if you wanted. But as I move you guys up, bigger up. Go ahead and set. Now, and Brian's doing what now? Bruenor, is he hanging around the entrance?
Yeah, he's just gonna chill around the entrance, hang out with Phil, keep Phil company. He seems sad and drained now.
All right, yeah. You know, you see him also, you know, a creature of his nightmares as well. You see him just like, yeah, for sure. You know, just like staring at this giant, massive nightmare creature just floating. But yeah, you don't pick up any bad vibes from Phil.
Oh man, feels cool.
Boom. So yes, you go and give me your kind of marching order there. Can you guys control those tokens? Oop, do I have you on the right page? I do.
Control the token. I see.
I'm sorry, I should move you up higher, but yeah, you'll be above where this guy is.
Look at him, little squiggly.
Look at him. Move us like above it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but whatever order, like if you want to be like in front, just let me know. It's kind of like your marching order, but underwater. You're like coming down. Ignore the perspective of the buildings right now. You're just going down this hole.
Right. Could you just put a square area of where that is?
A square area?
Can you just drop a hot square?
You're looking for good squares. You know, I got you. So yeah, to just kind of like, here's the top area. You guys are like going into that. I mean, that's a rectangle.
Let's go get him.
That's fair.
Look at it. Look at it. All right, yeah.
Wicked.
All right, so yes, you. So currently, Brian's staying up top.
Yeah.
I mean, who's taking the front? Who's our people in front? Is it the fighters?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got our fighters up front, and then what's the marching order behind them?
Did you say it's a pretty dark cavern, like that he's bored out?
Yes.
If I can, like, sneak reconnaissance my way down as well, like if there are guns up front, if I can kind of have some eyes, because I can always relay back to best friend.
All right, so yeah, you and Divot both can see pretty far down this expanse, you know, with your dark vision, an exceptional dark vision, having being like undead, technically. Rial, you can see, you actually see kind of the base of his tendrils. He's not quite down to where that source of blue light, but you kind of see his tails disappearing into it as he goes deeper down. But he doesn't seem aware of your guys' presence. He hasn't turned back around or anything. So if you want to sneak ahead of the party, you would give me a stealth against his passive perception.
You know what?
And if he took the guidance that I cast as the person who's like leading the way,
I'm absolutely fine with that. Yes, you said whoever was leading the way. If Rial's doing his like kind of stealthing around the rocks while you guys come down, cool with that.
yeah, right before he goes down, I'm like, good luck.
Ooh.
All right. Let me just double check that his passive isn't plus 16.
Yeah.
It's not. He actually has oh, wait a minute. Oh no, that does not apply to just his check. Okay, sorry, he has some cool stuff. So yes, you manage to go first, then you guys kind of follow down. You make it through this first part, and it's just like coring out the foundation of this building. You see, the walls around you are kind of like gray stone hewn, big concrete slab, not concrete obviously, but stone slabs that were served to be the foundation that the rest of the city was built upon. But as it is on land, it seems to appear in the ocean that this city seems to be built above an ancient city, one of ruin that had fallen to bits. And you see as you kind of core deeper and deeper into the ground, you notice that there's kind of like a second ruin of sorts in a big area kind of around. As you dig down, you come through kind of a cavern and you realize, almost like digging into a subway, you notice that there's like long tunnels that go off in each direction. Now, there's fanciful, ruins that you see, scattered, the remains of ancient civilizations that await you on either side. The explorer, the treasure seeker, and some of you, speaks out. There are things that you could go look at. You see a fallen church of some kind with a holy symbol that you've never noticed before over here on the east or west side, and then similarly on the right, you see a great giant, what looks like an elaborate library. Realizing these small tomes and stuff, some worm-eaten by water and just dissolved, start littered around it. It looks like there was a great battle here of some sorts. But yes, you do see, like I said, to the west, a church of some fallen deity of unknown that you guys haven't seen before, and to the right there's this library, and then before you, kind of continuing downward, as you move on, you notice that giant blue kraken, the electric blue one with the crystals on its skin, is continuing to go down this long chamber here. So that's what sets before you. He is still not alerted to your presence, Rial. But if you guys wanted to continue on into this chamber area, you would also need to make stealths against his passive perception.
Well,
Okay.
do you think he'll listen to reason? That's cool.
I think I quietly cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
It's smart. It's smart.
Yeah, Armor of Agathis gives you temporary HP, right?
Yeah.
And see, that does stack with the 8 health. That's an example, kind of what I was talking about.
I get 5 temporary. It's 5 per level, and I'm casting it at 3rd level.
Dope. 15. Nice.
I'll get 15.
Damn.
And so, yeah, when those hit points go away, you can't heal them back. But that 5 that you get from aid, you can. So that's kind of the difference between those type of hit point sources.
So I quietly get super sick armor.
You look around, you can feel the water is actually a little chilled. As like I said, the water that comes in contact with this crystalline beast freezes for a brief moment and then casts off as little pieces of ice that trickle up toward you as you kind of continue down. But yeah, what are you guys doing?
So we decided reason is probably not the best course of action. All right.
Yes, so.
Can we just scream down the tunnel like, "Hey, fuckhead"?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, Drew, kill him.
Yeah. Hey, fuckhead.
All right. So we're, moving you guys down. Rial, you're kind
While
of
he's
into this
doing that,
chamber
I'm
already.
backing up to the edge of the tube.
Whoa, I don't know this guy. We were in the same Uber.
All right. Okay, so you scream out, "Hey, fuckhead!" Down this hole. You hear your voice kind of like echoes because there's this stone cylinder that you've just kind of hewn out of the earth, and suddenly you haven't even really heard this creature yet, and you see the electric blue tentacles stop. Little trail of ice that trickles up, and you watch as it does that thing where it kind of morphs through the back of itself. You see the tentacles suck into itself, and then the blue teeth, the circular maw, comes out the one end as the tentacles bloom out on the backside. Ice now trailing off as it kind of turns at that response. Now you guys are still about 100 feet away, and at that provocation. You see this crackling energy start forming in the mouth, kind of as he was expunged from the other one, the same building of this blue magic, and you see this lightning bolt just crackle through the water. But you're 100 feet away, and it only has 90-foot range. You see it end its kind of just almost like cracking a whip at you to keep you at bay, and then you notice it's backing back down the hole, but with its face facing toward you now as it continues inward. So, you guys know if you want to get in on it, you have now kind of ranged out that thing's a lightning bolt that it has, and so that's what you got. You see, again, like I said, you still have two kind of POIs, couple points of interest near you, but again, now that this thing's it doesn't seem to be coming back up at you, but now rather than digging down, it is backing its way down, keeping its eyes on you.
Yo, I got your back, Thoricus. My range is more than 90. I'll Eldritch Blast it.
I was gonna ask. I'm pretty sure that Divot can do it, and I was gonna ask if Spell Sniper was locked and loaded.
I got 120 in the scope, baby.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. If we want to, here, let me bring this up. Everybody, go ahead and select your token, and let's roll initiative.
Yeah, fuck this blue guy. Fuck him.
Yeah.
In his blue face.
Hurt Phil.
Yeah. Fuck him. Right? Are we rolling already?
Pretty nice. What's his? Let me see here. His dex. Really? 0? I thought it'd be higher. That's funny. Buddy, roll well.
He ain't got no hands.
15. All right, so yeah, since this, I'll let that first. The way that initiative kind of works out here, it's since we've made aggressive action, let's let me put this descending. All right, Rial, you as it goes happen to go first. You again, you're kind of stealthed. It doesn't see you right now, so you do have all the benefit of stealth on your side. It could have. You're a little. I would say you're about, I don't know, 50 feet away or so from it. But you're hidden from it, where it could have cracked you with that lightning bolt if he knew that you were there. So you're hidden.
Right. And I don't know if I want to blow my cover yet, because I kind of want to see if I can beat him down to that little glowing blue light, especially if he's distracted and hasn't seen me yet.
Oh yeah, 100%, fam. I will talk all the shit. He won't even know you're there.
Because smell sniper wise, we've got create bonfire.
I'm just
not
saying.
Very good underwater. And then race toss, he looks like a cold boy. I don't know if my cold pew pews are gonna work so hot. So
Cold pew pews. Pew pew.
So if I can navigate down as close and as quietly as I can towards the tier of the Primordials.
All right, so what's your move underwater, Rial?
15, and I'll throw a dash in there just to get my normal 30, basically.
All right, so see, again, there's this kind of point here. I'm just going to put you there. It's almost like, this hole that goes down into the second chamber, breaking through the floor of even yet another ruined civilization. There's this kind of like buildup of stone that you kind of hide yourself behind, intent to like perhaps let them draw him out and then see if you can't get down under. I like that a lot. You go ahead and give me another stealth check because you are moving from thing to thing. And there is, now that you're a little closer to it, it is pretty perceptive. And perhaps, a slip up, a rare
Perhaps.
slip up.
There's always that perhaps, though.
Yeah.
17.
All right, so that's a case, Rial, where you actually rolled a 5. So
I can roll
as
with
part of
talent.
your trained skill thing now, anything below, what is it, a 10?
Yeah, I believe so. Here, let me double check real fast. Because that is something quite new.
Yes, reliable talent, and it's all the skills you're proficient in. Thanks for clarification. Rules explained. It is not just stealth. It's all the skills you're proficient in. You are now
nice.
reliably in. But I think
So
it's
whenever I make an ability check where I can add my proficiency bonus, you can treat a d20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10.
All right, so in this case, you did a 5. So treating it as a 10 would add 5 to the outcome. That makes it a 22. A 22!
I like that better, yeah.
Which is good enough for his passive. So, boom. So yeah, you kind of post up. You're down here by the base of this little rock area. Riao, you again kind of a student of Eladrin architecture and Elven lore and stuff. Spending the time that you did. Now we know 2,000 years ago in the Cloister of Trees. But it's like the stakes of what's going on, the drawing you to go down. But as you look upon like this fallen library, this ancient ruined church, it's like, oh man, what kind of knowledge is there to be found in these ancient corners of the earth that rarely are seen, and you can you feel kind of a hum of magic from each of them. Bruenor, you act
like
go ahead.
gorgeous, dude. Like no, just this man. I may be bad at my history checks, but I can recognize like what my people have done, and seeing it in such an ancient form is wild. I feel like that's kind of why I needed the reliable talent. I was a little distracted by just how gorgeous this all was. I was like, oh shit, I gotta. Yeah,
you're like, so you start just walking into the middle of the street instead of like down the shifty alleyway because you're like, oh, look at that, But yeah, it is. This civilization is not one you have ever seen. Like even in the books that you've read. And this is the nature of the realm of things. It's like so oft the worlds of yore are just buried just underneath the new one, and so is the case in what you're seeing unfold before you. Bruenor, you're up. What do you do?
You shithead! Hi. What are you? Hello? Will you stop that, please?
Come on.
You hear a voice, Bruenor, answer and reply that you have not heard since some time ago, when you were on the frozen plains before Krampus's workshop as her armies were led against you and Jaboys. You hear the wispy, frozen, chilling voice of Queen Mab. I have sent him to do my bidding. The tear shall be mine. I helped you kill your dragon. Let me have my prize. Little icicles drift up the water toward you. The words carried on the water brush as cold waves against your skin. You feel the power of this creature welling before you, and it's currently, like backed into a hole a little bit.
Well, what's it to you? What do you need it for? What's so?
You hear in true royal fashion, she,
Eat a dope stick.
antagonistically replies, "Your simple mind cannot comprehend my plans, child. But I intend to rule my sister and Sithesis both." Frosty water brushes your cheek.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear that. Can you come closer?
You said you want to
Too
kill
far
all the
away.
people
I
we
can't
want to
hear
kill?
I'm old. Just a little closer, please. What was that again? One more time? Just out of the cave, please.
All right, give me a deception check, Thoricus. I like it.
Come on.
Just kidding. Come on.
All right.
Please.
Okay, Thoricus. So you call out to it. You see that it suddenly becomes. It's like you see the tendrils around its back, kind of almost like snakes of their own right, all kind of set to strike. You see, like if the hair on its back starts to tingle, the crystals you can hear freezing through the water. Its defenses are up a little bit. It's not just gonna like come out of this hole. It's like, come at me. Come at me, bro. Come fucking at me, bro. Let's fucking do this. Oh yeah, you see, she says, come and engage me if you will, but you will feel the ice of my shadow.
I think he's gonna ice us.
She gives you a come at me, bro, basically.
No. You come to me. Please. There. I'm being nice. I don't want to fuck you up in that cave. I want your body parts to roam free once I slice you the fuck up.
Ooh. All right.
That's what I want. For you. I'm doing this for you now. You should be thanking me.
We're in initiative, aren't we? I can't make him smell delicious.
Yeah, not yet.
Can I, as my thing, because I've only really spoken. Can I ready my shield to protect me in case some shit comes at me again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool.
You kind of position yourself, you're as the protector instinct of your fighting style. You center yourself, you feel the maiden's bort in your hand. This shield connected to your ancient lineage as you are still weighing out these heavy decisions that you made only, moments ago. You brace yourself with your shield and, you get +2 to your AC, taking the defensive action is what you do.
Yes, and I yell over my shield, no, you come over here!
Yeah.
All right. Is that the end of your turn, Bruno?
Sure. Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
You see our little icicle-covered kraken looking out, considering this strange request. It's this baiting to leave its kind of covered hole that it has with the advantage. And you see, for a brief moment, you made it ink. You see this giant cloud of ink. Now it's like, rather than this dark black, it's this kind of deep royal blue color that still clouds the water around it. You see this giant, it's a 40-foot radius ink cloud, almost filling the entire area around this giant hole that it was hidden in. You see it just kind of fills up that area, and now, sitting here at the base of this hole, you cannot see through it. There's this big giant ink cloud.
Ink square.
Brielle, with your keen perception and being so close to it in proximity but unable to see it, you hear it begin to descend down the hole. You feel the rush of water as the icicles trickle back up toward you once more, and you have a feeling in the pit of your stomach that this beast has continued downward, leaving this cloud betwixt you and it. That is actually where we're going to pick it up after intermission, guys.
Hey!
So obviously we're in initiative. I'm going to want to get into this, and I don't want to. I'm not seeing a point where I'm going to want to stop it after these events. So we are going to take us a quick 10-minute intermission, guys. We like to use the restroom. We like to fill our water cups. Look, mine's almost empty here. Make sure you're hydrating at home. But 10 minutes. Check out all the original artwork, all this incredible music. Oh my gosh, we are so blessed to have so many wonderful artists just bring in such incredible work. Some new stuff from Vlad, just incredible time lapses, and all Sandy's music at full volume, and you can hear just how brilliant his stuff is. It's such a great thing, man. I can't wait to get back to see what's going to go down with this little ice kraken, little Queen Mab's kraken, baby, disappearing down a tunnel. So we'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Oh shit. Welcome back, buds, to Weed&d, the pot positive live tabletop role-playing experience. Holy crap, man, we've been having us a good one here. The Ferocious Five are currently chasing a corrupted Fey version, a smaller one of a Kraken, down a deep hole underneath the ancient treasury of Elmyyra. Their goal, the world's tier, legendary relic, which rests beneath, but is currently being sought after by said small corrupted Kraken. So we are, we're going to jump back in, guys. You're all gathered around, looking down this giant, chamber hole in the earth that kind of goes down before you, cored out by the gaping maw of the massive Kraken, which now lingers, just floating in the water nearby, kind of lifelessly, after ejecting this small corrupted version of itself from its mouth. You're looking down the hole that continues beneath you, and there's this thick, dark cloud of this dark blue ink that was expelled by the creature before it continued to withdraw beneath. You guys kind of drift down as the sea materials that trickle down on the city of Emerella. You're all kind of gathered around this ink hole in the ground. Rial, you kind of poke your head out, and you're all kind of stuck in the same situation where you can't see what is going on below. But Thoricus, it's as you kind of, wave your hands in front of this cloud of thick, inky water, it's too hard to see through, unfortunately. You can definitely see kind of a shimmering blue color behind it somewhat, but it's like looking through a thick fog. You just can't really make out what's on the other side. But Thoricus, looking down on this giant cloud of blue, inky water, the kind of ancient ruins all around you, as you're now, probably 500 feet within the earth. You look down, you look at your allies. What do you do?
Well, I may have come on a little strong before. But I'm stubborn as fuck, and I stand by it. So yeah, I'm just gonna be like, hey, fuckhead, I think I just shit yourself. Did that make sense? I just shit yourself? Sorry.
I like it. So what are you trying to do, Thoricus? You trying to intimidate it?
No, I'm just gonna be like, look, you shit the water, you shit the bed, that's fine. Like, look, do you want to talk? Because if not, like, Papa's coming in there swinging. You got one chance left. I'm being nice.
All right, so you're like, do you want to talk or not? And you kind of hear
can I throw down like an intimidation or something and be like, look, just come out here and talk, or we're throwing hands.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an intimidation check. All right, so an 11, you call into the waters, and you almost feel like that icy chill of the water touching your skin in reply, as if it's it's considering what you're saying. You can't see what it's doing on the other side, so you're just guessing as to its intentions. You hear a voice from the other side, and it's the withered voice of Queen Mab, who speaks in return. Why do you chase me? Intend to keep me from my gift? But she doesn't come back out the other side of the ink, but she is talking to you from behind the wall of ink currently.
Can she just body through the butthole again just for fun?
I mean, yeah, you hear a slurping sound on the other side of the ink, and you can only imagine that's what's occurring.
Yeah. It makes a noise?
Oh,
I got mouth sounds for that one.
No.
Sorry.
Not the mouth
Sorry.
sound.
Oh. All right, well, it's not my fault that the dice didn't work for me. I tried to talk, and the dice didn't want to fucking agree. So, you know what? Let's just fucking do this. Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy!
I got this.
All right, so Thoricus, are you going through the ink?
I'm going through it, baby.
Going through the ink. All right,
Using battle alacrity. Fucking
I'm going to bring you over.
doubling my move. So I still got an action on the other side of the ink, hopefully.
Sweet.
We'll
All
see.
right, so you, Thoricus, I'm going to bring you over to this other map here. This is what you see when you pop through the inky cloud. That light, that soft blue light on the other side is now a piercingly bright blue color, as these electric runes on the ground that surround this pillar of this purple, blue, and black crystal. You can see this pillar of crystal stands probably 15 feet tall, and adorning the top of it is this giant sphere of purple and white magic. You can, based on the descriptions thus far, you can only assume this is perhaps the great tier. You see the tunnel goes down before you, and the great creature, the Fey-Corrupted Kracken that's kind of been down here, has been waiting for whoever was going to come through that cloud, and you get a ready to action your way. So Thoricus, make a DC 18 dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity? That's Papa Skitty's father's last name. Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got a 14.
14. All right, DC's 18 on this one. So you take 22 lightning damage as you hear once again that crackling burst of energy. Has another whip crack of lightning. Whip crack! Comes and smacks your way. You take 22 lightning damage as this Kraken doesn't like you coming down here too much. But that's it. That was its ready to action. It's still your turn. What do you do?
That's it? All that shit talking, that's all you had for me? Jesus. All right. Mistakes were made. Just no. How am I within striking range?
So you're kind of, again, it's you're looking down here, so I apologize for a little bit of the map here. But yeah, it's down. Let me just make sure what it's okay, so yeah, it's not that much faster than you, but it has had a little bit of advantage. I would say it's probably, down here in this kind of corner of this chamber, you're probably 40 feet away from it.
Okay, so not within striking range.
Yeah, not with sword strikes, no.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to waste my time with the trusty dusty because it wouldn't be dusty down here.
Right.
Y'all.
Trusty muddy? I don't
No,
know.
I'm going to keep that thing
Ooh.
airtight case to remain completely dusted.
You want to keep the dust on it.
You're going to want that dust.
It's all wrapped.
When the time comes, that dust is going to help you
You
out.
spend so much time on it.
So, God, all of that shit talking and swimming and getting hit by lightning, and here I am, just
Sizzling a little bit.
disappointed. Just
So
floating here,
Thoricus, one thing you notice as you start kind of coming down into this chamber, the closer you get to this this giant orb beneath you, you start feeling like almost like the shadow in the waters of before, but rather than shadow, it is like sorrow bleeding out through the water. You know, it's just like this overwhelming sense of sadness that you have not felt since you were on the plane of sorrow in your escape from the Feywild. You know, if you recall, like the blue trees with those sad mushrooms. But it's that kind of creeping sadness, a sadness that you know is almost timeless. But you feel it kind of permeating through the waters around you.
Well, that sucks. I want to feel that. So I guess I'll just second wind so I can heal myself a little bit since I can't really do shit else.
Sweet. Yeah, you know, granting use of your second wind, the one granted you by the Raka. D10 plus your fighter level, nice. What do you got? 18 additional health. Nice.
Nice.
So you call
Lightning.
upon that internal fire of the Raka, and you know, kind of blowing the sizzle off of from that lightning bolt. You refill yourself with some fiery might.
At least I got a snide comment. I'll be like, really? That's what you wasting my fucking time here.
Yeah. Now, interestingly,
Right
Thoricus, this creature is focusing its attention on you, and currently not the tier. So, you know,
Mission
it's,
accomplished.
as far as like getting it to be mad at you, you've done a great job.
That's what I do, baby. And I'm done.
Tynna, you know, you hear this crackling thunder underneath this cloud of ink, you know, and you hear Thoricus's, you know, cry echo through the water, a cry that carries a little bit of the sorrow even beyond the ink. You know, you feel that touch of the Feywild even in your core. But you're up. What do you do?
Yeah, I want to address Queen Mab, and I want to call off your beast. You forget that we have similar goals. Let us deliver you the tier.
All right, give me a persuasion check, Tynna.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's see. I got my persuasive pants on today.
Boom, boom. Persuasive pants.
Oh, actually, maybe not. A 3.
Rolling a 2. All right, you hear, you know, Thoricus, you feel the icy waters as the reply is ushered, you know, almost through the beast rather than from the beast itself, as if the breath of Queen Mab is carried from some place within. The corruption icicles kind of trickle past you and answer Tynna Smoothhands in reply. Leave me be. Leave me my prize. I seek no aid in the slighting of my sister. Sithesis is a coward, and I shall see he is fed to the ice dogs.
Okay, I offered to help. So I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians then, and I want to come through, and I want it to be the holiest light emanating all around us, guiding
All right.
our way hopefully through the ink plot a little bit.
All right, go ahead, hit me with a Spirit Guardians. I just want to see if there's any cool
Yeah.
potential effect to it that might be beyond. Again, this ink is a bit of a magical darkness in its own right, so it does have its own cool abilities.
And I am gonna use a 4th level.
Fourth
spell
level,
slot.
all right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn. Okay, there you go.
So, all right. Spectral form appears angelic or fey. Yeah, you can have him appear however you would like.
Okay.
You can. All right. So none of your party is affected. 15-foot radius around you, and they take 3d8 radiant damage. If you cast it as a 4th level spell, you increase the damage by 1d6 for each spell slot. All right, sweet. So this first bit of it has already been rolled, so it'll be 19 damage once it's in you. Again, with a 15-foot radius, you kind of like Thoricus. If you come through the ink, it wouldn't quite, you wouldn't be able to get to it quite yet, but it is still protecting both you and Thoricus, and would surround you both as you would kind of enter into this map here as well.
Yeah.
So
so I want to move as close as I can, but I think that'll be my entire turn
all right,
after that.
So I want to try something here.
Ooh. Do it. Do it.
Boom. There we go. All right, so
thank you. Yeah.
yes, so there you go, Tynna. That's your 15-foot radius around you. As the spiritual guardians, fly around, and that is sweet. Awesome. So yeah, you come through, you see the same thing. Tynna, you can't help. If you recall, the sorrow of the plane of sorrow affected you particularly strong when you were there. A rather arduous life led by Tynna Smoothhands, and so these feelings of pure sadness and sorrow that you've driven away through various pursuits in your life, they settle heavily upon you as you look upon this tier. Now, Tynna, you weren't one of the people that had familiarity with this legendary relic, and so it's like really your first time laying eyes upon it, and as you look down, you can see, it's this pure essence of what you can only imagine is like pure sorrow, and so you look down, you see it kind of waving through the waters around you, and as you and Thoricus are kind of bathed in this protective light on the other side of the ink, you feel just the hum of raw magic power from it. This is a tremendous thing. Like it's a bit more than just a magic item, but a pure raw artifact of primordial power.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's so beautiful, it makes me sad, but the sadness makes me feel like it's a beautiful thing. That's how I feel. Yeah.
The snake eating its tail. Yeah, kind of beautiful. Tynna, you got anything else on your turn?
No, that'll do it.
All right, Divot. You see the holy light. Again, the ink is it is a magical darkness that there isn't like a light component to spiritual guardians. So it is, but you see the cracks coming through like the blue before of the protective light magic of your half sister, and you're still floating on the other side of the ink. What do you do?
Finna fuck shit up. All right, I go blasting through the ink like a little squirmy squid boy. Right. Come out the other side, and I'm like, ah! And I immediately start having bad flashbacks from the last time I was around those crystals. And without even really thinking about it, I don't even see the giant pearl. I just see the crystal and go, ah, fuck! Boom! And like shatter the crystal. Or cast shatter on the crystal. But I'd like to hit the base of the crystal. Like I'm not trying to shatter the tier. If that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, so the kind of the crystal pillar that goes up to the tier, correct, is what you're targeting?
Yeah, the big evil looking thing that's holding it.
Yes, you see the kind of darker crystalline base, the black cracks of crystal and dark blues kind of stand in juxtaposition to the kind of pale blue and white of the tier itself. It gets a DC 18 con save. It is an object, and it is of tremendous power. So, Divot, it's gonna get plus 10 to this, and so D20. Here we go. Maybe it rolls poorly. It rolled a 19, so 29. It does pass. It doesn't break, but it does take the damage. Boom, boom. So you see as you kind of send that rippling sound wave energy that the wave of shatter is, it kind of echoes in the crystals, and you see a few little pieces of purple and blue kind of shatter off and drift off into the water around it, but the cluster itself still remains connected to the tier.
Tight.
But yeah, you did damage it.
Excellent. Then as a bonus action, and God, I love that I can do this as a bonus action. I am going to turn and do like a much smaller six-eyed kraken looking thing just for a moment. I'll burn a bardic inspiration and use my mantle of inspiration.
Sweet. So like you said, you burst through the squid like a little ink, like a kraken. You do it just for the sake of the narrative. You do it just before you go through. And the six-eyed little kraken. Here, I've got a kraken token. Why not? Why wouldn't we use it? Do you want to be the rust color, or do you want to be blue also?
Oh, can I be purple? Because fuck it.
I can't change it to purple. I'm sorry. You can in real life, yes, but the token will just be.
Cool.
There we go. So yeah, you turn into. I'm gonna make you a little tiny one. Boop.
Oh.
Just
All
for
right,
a
dude,
second
so yeah.
to inspire my friends.
Perfect. Now it does. Unfortunately, there is the line of sight on this makes it a little tricky. So would you rather your friends outside of the ink get the movement to come in, or would you rather do it when you're through the ink for Tynna and Thoricus?
You know what? That would have been a great idea, but I'm already here and I'm going to commit to it. So I'm going to do it to the people in the room.
Okay, cool.
So 8 extra hit points to my homies in the room, and they can burn the bonus action to use their movement without
their reaction.
attacks.
Yeah, you can use your reaction.
Yes, reaction.
It's your bonus action to activate it.
Yes,
Yeah. So
yes,
Thoricus and
thank
Tynna, if you want right now, you can use your reaction to move its movement speed. So you can move up to, like I said, you're about 40 feet away. You can move up to whatever your movement speed underwater is, which would be half of your movement speed. Oh, you're muted, Abby.
And you get those temporary hit points.
Dope. I'm not quite sure what my movement speed is off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Actually, let's see. I think you're a halfling, so it would be 25. So half of that, you would actually move two squares underwater.
2 squares.
2 squares.
Yeah,
but
well, I'm gonna take those 2 squares.
Heck yeah.
Trying to decide where. I just want to move straight forward farther into the ink. Oh, I'm moving my magic. There we go.
Okay, cool. All right, you see as you kind of move down from this inspiration, you see your half brother Divid now transformed into the 6-eyed mini kraken, and you use your action to get that little boost from his bardic magics. You see as the edge of your radiance kind of starts ticking away at the crystalline base that was chipped by Divot. You actually see that it's like susceptible to damage. So if you since you would actually damage it with your spiritual guardians with where you got to.
Oh, yes.
So it would, again, it gets a saving throw for, on a failed save, it takes 3d8 damage. On a successful save, it takes half. All right, so you did 19, and the saving throw. Boom, here we go. Again, it's a powerful guy, it gets a +10. But he only rolled a 3 in this case, so he fails. This crystal, this pillar kind of holding the tier itself, takes the full 19.
Cool.
Smoothie.
And you said I get temporary hit points?
Yes. Boom. Yeah, you get the temporary hit points. What is it, 8, Divot? Yeah, you get 8 from the Mantle of Inspiration. And then Thoricus, you as well.
Hell yeah.
Do you want to use your reaction to move?
You know it. Unfortunately, I can't select my token for whatever reason. I don't know why.
Sorry about that. I can move him though. Which way do you want to go?
I was just gonna move just to the left of where Tynna is.
Right there?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I think that's 2, right?
Yeah, that's 2. Sorry, I'm just gonna change it here and make sure that it can. Can any of you guys move your token, or is it just Thoricus?
I was able to move mine.
Okay, cool. It might just be I drug it in from the
there
side.
we go. Now I can.
Cool.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Well, I can't. Whatever. I'll just stay here.
All right, sweet. So yeah, you. Now I'm trying to think. When you do so, this includes youth, Divot. So if you want to use your reaction, you can also move.
Yeah, I'm going straight up to the thing.
Of course you are.
Boom.
I spent a lot of time with the sadness mushroom. I'm not as uncomfortable around it as others might be.
And true, and Divot, and in your connection with your warlock magics, and the closer you've been to the sorrow of death, like your relationship with sorrow is much different than the average mortal.
I'm sad because I miss my little buddy.
Yeah. Oh, little sad mushroom. All right, sweet, great turn. Dividend, are you done?
Yeah.
All right, that brings us back to the top of initiative. Real, you kind of posted up. Again, you're just kind of longingly looking over at some ruin of this ancient library with all of its many books, and then like the whip crack of thunder kind of draws you back to the inky blot. What do you do?
Well, I do need to join my friends past this little ink blot here. But first, I would like to be invisible. Did it cast? Oh wait, at what level? Ooh. Hang on 2 seconds.
Let me double check.
There we go.
All right, yeah, you kind of cover yourself and you turn invisible. It's a concentration ability for up to an hour.
Oh, and it's got to be someone I can touch. Nobody's around me, is it? Because I did it at 3rd level, so I can touch someone else. And
I think Bruenor's still with you up there.
Dope. You want to be invisible?
Yeah.
So we totally just we got to do it. This is how every time it's the predator shake.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then it's like, you guys hear the echo from the other side of the ink blot, and then you guys are both covered in the illusionary invisibility.
Hellshot.
Hellshot. And then I'm gonna start swimming on through, probably slowly and carefully. I don't want to disrupt this ink or nothing. But how far away is the actual tier once we start our descent?
It's actually pretty similarly distanced as far as getting to the tier or getting to the Kraken. It's okay. Probably once you're past through the ink around where little where not little Thoricus, where little Kraken guy was, that area. I'm sorry, where little Thoricus is swimming.
Little Thoricus.
But once you're about there, you're about 40 feet away.
Okay.
So, but you do, most of your move is like I said, kind of getting through the ink itself. It is like a 40-foot thing.
Okie dokie. Yeah, as far below as I can get. I can't move my token either, but
okay,
hey.
Sweet. Sorry, I'm gonna just go ahead and continue. If that's the end of your turn, Real, it'll be Bruenor's turn.
Perfect.
Hellshot. Yeah, I'm gonna go right through that ink cloud and make my way around the what is this over here? How heavy is this big tier?
What's that?
How heavy is the tier?
Now, to assume, only you have very little to go by other than the sheer size of it alone. But if it were, similarly to gemstones of similar weight, it would be. It's massive. It's 20 foot by 20 foot. It's a huge orb, and then is again affixed to this black, purple, and blue crystalline 15-foot tall kind of pillar that's holding it where it is.
Cool. So, I feel like I want to yoink it. Want to yoink? Because the thing can't see me. So I'm just gonna get my way over to that dang old stone, to the tier. I'm gonna make my way as close to that as I can.
All right, so as far as with your movement through the thing, and again, you're invisible.
Yeah.
So as you come through, you basically end up about side by side with Divot here. You see the radiant light of Tynna Smoothhands is kind of cutting at the pillar's base, and Divot's vibrations still kind of echoing through the stone, just little rocks chittering off here and there. But that's about where you're at. You're bathed in the same holy light. Tynna's spiritual guardians wrapping around you as well. But that's about as far as your move would get you.
Neato Cheeto. I can't really do much damage and anything else, so that will be the end of me.
All right, so at the end of your turn, Bruenor, you see this kraken, like one of the tentacles on the back side of it, whoosh, whips forward toward you. It gets let's see, plus 12 to this. Oh gosh. I think it's not linked, so I'm just going to roll it in here. Sorry. There we go. So plus 12 to this, 16, 28 AC. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I know my Bruenor. I'm pretty sure that, even though you have a dope AC.
Yeah, that was.
Now I'm
that
going
was
to
a
be
hit.
fair. The other one I did roll, it finally rolled. It was a 27. So either way, even had that first one come through. It was bad news.
Yeah.
The Kraken can see us.
Yes. So
Shit.
unfortunately, sorry, it has true sight. So you're like, haha, here I am. You see the tentacle coming at you, and you're assuming hidden in your invisibility magic that you'll be protected. But it does, up to 120 feet, have true sight. And I'm so sorry, but unfortunately, invisibility, although a great idea, does not work. Bruenor, you take 17 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. Whoosh! It wraps around you. So you're restrained. You have no move. And it has 9 other tentacles that it can do this with. So it's whoosh, you see it grab Bruenor. You're still where you are in the room, but if you can imagine, you are grappled by one of these tendrils of the Kraken. Whoosh. And then it's the Kraken's turn. So it's going to use an ability, Bruenor. Actually, you know what? It would have had to. You know what? Only to be fair, because it would have had to move. The range is 20 feet. It is smart enough not to come into the holy radiance of Tynna's protecting spiritual guardians. 15 feet, it has 20. It is a smart creature. You see it stays outside of the glow, but it does have to use its move, which means, Bruenor, it couldn't have done that at the end of your turn, and now has used one of its actions, well, 2 attacks that it has to do that on this round. So it doesn't get a cheat spatially. You guys have to follow the same rules, and so does he. So he does float up. He doesn't do that at the end of his turn. He does it at the start of this turn, moves up, tentacles you with one of his attacks, but he does have 2. And he's going to, you know what, seeing Divot, you throw one, it's going to attempt to tentacle you as well. So here comes a D20 plus 12. Actually, he rolled a 4, so 16 AC.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, that's gonna hit, but I'm wearing my armor of Agathis, so he's gonna take some damage for attacking me with a melee attack.
Hey, there you go. How much damage does he take?
It's gonna take 15 damage.
Ooh,
Nice.
Spicy.
So he tentacles me, but that shit hoits.
Yeah, you see it kind of like, as it goes to try to wrap around you, like it has wrapped around Bruenor, it gets a little spicy bite from your armor of Agathis. What kind of damage is that, Bruenor? Or, I'm sorry, Divot.
Let me double check.
Is that radiant? Armor of Agathis?
Cold damage.
Cool, sweet. That actually, one of your, I know you guys had feared that ice would not work. That is not one of the immunities of this creature. It appears the blue crystalline thing is more of the infection of the Fey taint within it than being like an ice monster, and even though it freezes the water around it and such.
Now, how much damage did he do to me?
All right, so you take 17, and you are also grappled.
Okay, so that would be the end of my armor. That would be, I believe,
yeah, just
all
choose
she
a way.
wrote on that.
But yeah, you see it bites back as it wraps around you. But yes, Divot, both you and Bruenor are wrapped in these tentacles. 8 more tentacles remain, but it rears back. That's actually its action. It did use its move. It moved 20 feet, and it still has some move left, and it's going to use it. It's got you guys grappled, so you just move with it, and
Nice.
it. Grapple one, yeah. And so it moves back another 30 feet. So you see it just kind of like dip even closer, farther away, but that drags you guys with it, and you guys, you and Divot both with it as it goes away. Just so you know, the escape DC on this tentacle is 20.
If I may, the armor of Agathis is just like an automatic thing that happens. I would also like to hellish rebuke him for the attack.
You have actually used your reaction already.
Oh, okay.
To move
for this.
from the mantle of inspiration, right? Did you have a turn after that?
I have not had a turn.
I don't think. Yeah,
after
it'll
that.
refresh then. So yeah, right now you don't have unfortunately you don't have a reaction.
Okay.
One of the downfalls. The move was great. It put you in range, but yeah, unfortunately.
I just thought we had hit the top. I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah. It'll reset on your turn.
Gotcha.
So sweet. So he moves back. You guys are there. You see that sorrow coming from the stone. The closer you guys get it, even if you're drugged down, just starts getting into you even stronger. Bruenor, the reality of the heavy weight of your family and everything that happened above. Divot, the longing, the sense of the knowing you have how little time you have left. Even though you'll continue to party into the afterlife, there is this chapter of you is starting to weigh upon you heavily, if only because of the presence of this stone of absolute sorrow. Remember, Divot, you do know this was created by the sadness of the Primordials after they created the world, gave it to men, the primaterial plane, to the races of men, dwarves, elves, and everything, and then saw what you had done with it. And so this cheer is just like consolidated sorrow in its purest form, highly magical. And as you are drawn near it, you can feel it kind of creeping into you. But yeah, that's actually the Kraken's turn though. So Thoricus, you're up.
Guys, I'm sorry. I don't know why. I'm so sad about everything that's been happening. I'm just so sad that I'm not more fucking angry. You know what? I'm not sad anymore. I'm gonna take that sad and put it where anger should be.
All right, you look down. You see the Kraken holding two of your friends wrapped in the tentacles around it. But yeah, Thoricus, what do you do?
Tentacles. That looks like pasta. Papa Sketty. Better get ready. Mom spaghetti. Vomit on the sweater already. I don't know. I'm high. So yeah, I'm gonna move. Hopefully. Can I get? No, I don't think I can get. Can I get there?
Diagonals, 5, 10, 15. You would actually be right there.
Damn it! All right.
But the tentacles, hey, we've said it. The tentacles are being held, so there is a tentacle wrapped around Bruenor and Divot. Well, to be fair, narratively, there are tentacles right there that you could strike.
Yep, I'm going at them. If they're wrapped around my fucking friends, I'm gonna Braveheart that shit. Freedom!
All right, so which tentacles are you striking?
Toi?
Woo.
Wow.
Whoa, the bad one.
Shit.
The bad one.
Oh, that's the bad one.
Right? The bad one. Oh no. All right, so all right, so now you've now the first one to attack this thing, Thoricus, you're the one that finds out its armor class. Your third strike hits on the money. So the first one deflects off the critical miss of the second one that follows through. This tentacle is like moving around as you're trying to strike at it with the quick strike blade. And but your third hit, the 16 AC, is right on the money. So it does take 11 damage. And it is a magical weapon, so it doesn't get its damage reduction.
Damn it.
Oof.
So,
unfortunately, the fourth strike, your bonus action, does hits with a 13 AC. You see, it just deflects off the crystalline, thick, tentacle that's wrapped around. Which one were you hitting, Bruenor or Divots?
you know what? It doesn't matter.
You got two. I guess you just hit one. Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, it all goes to the same hit point pool. So yeah, that's your. Unfortunately, yeah, Thoricus. You see, again, kind of gauging the thickness of this creature. Testing out its limits. You are able to figure out that it does. It's got 16 AC. So
it's good, guys. We might have fucked up. This thing's good. Not gonna lie. Yeah. All right. So that's action, movement, bonus. Yeah.
that's it. Tynna.
That's all she wrote.
You see Thoricus, his blade kind of glancing off the thicker scales. One of his strikes lands true, and you see he's just outside, the protective reach of your divine radiance. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna dash diagonally, so I can go 4 squares. Yeah, and try and get closer to the Kraken, and I think I'm close enough. I would be close enough to for it to be in my holy light.
Yeah, similarly to Thoricus, it's like these tentacles that reach out and grab at both Bruenor and Divot have put it in your range. So yes, go ahead. Do you want to just use the 19 that you rolled, or do you want to just roll the spell again?
I'll use the 19.
Okay, cool. That way it's just quicker.
Yeah.
They'll take 19 from it if they fail to save, which they will do. Let me see here real quick. Their speed is halved when they're in that radius. Very good move. It can't keep just retreating away from you quickly. And then it'll make when it enters the area for the first time or starts a turn there. So at the start of its turn, it will, I don't know, that seems a little, I'm sure I'm doing it wrong. I'm going to do it now. It does make the saving throw. Ooh, it rolled a 1! The good bad one.
It's a good bad.
The good bad.
The good bad. All right, so yes, the divine light does indeed cut through and damage it for 19. You see, it doesn't. There's no resisted damage or anything like that. Radiant does it. Unlike, however, the Shadow Dragon, it does not appear to be weak to it.
Okay. Did it have any effect in particular on the tentacles that are clutching them?
They all just kind of share a hit point pool, so they are still grappled by the tentacles.
Okay. Is there a way that I could use maybe my inspiration point to channel some extra holy energy on those tentacles, or if I could maybe choose one at least?
Hey, no, that is an inspiration point. That's a big use. If that's what you want to use it for, to kind of use that light to sever the tentacles away from them.
Yeah.
I'll allow that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
All right. So what do you summon for the extra little pop in it? Paint the picture.
Yeah. So the holy light is all around, and I'm just thinking of Shantia and how close I was to her, but I know why I'm still here. And out of my mouth, I vomit roses. And it's sent forth, and it combines with the holy light and shrouds them.
Dope. Yes, you see the bathed in this extra holy light. The roses just sever the tentacles off. Bruenor and Divot, you are no longer grappled nor restrained, as the tentacles that are holding on to you are severed by this divine moment that, where Tynna is almost just expelling nature from her core that reaches even into the deep depths of the ocean near the world.
Like how honey is bee vomit, like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You come for the learning experiences here. Mayan stuff and bee vomit. Yes, no, yeah. So yeah, the divine light of Shantia has once again come to your aid. Using your inspiration point, you have freed your allies from the grasp and seared both the tentacles and the creature itself.
Okay, cool. That's the end of my turn.
Dope. Divot, you're up. No longer tentacle wrapped.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, I'm a man on a mission. I want this giant pearl. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna cast Shatter again.
Get this tentacle off of me. Boom! All right, it's it would have the same saving throw. What is it? Go ahead and cast it for me.
Yeah.
We added a D10 to this, or we added 10 to this. So here's what it rolled. It rolled a 16. It got a 26. So it does pass, but again, it takes half. So, what is that? 12 damage? Or were you upcasted it? That's right, because all your spells cast at a higher level.
Yeah.
So, or all your warlock spells at least. So 13. It'll take 6. Ooh, okay. I mean, it's still there. But if it was a rock, it would be bleeding. Boom. Yeah, so you see you cast another shatter. Again, this is like really high magic. It seems to be, it hints to kind of why it has such a high saving throw. But it's like as your magic reverberates within the magic within, this dark growing crystal just kind of like reverberates back at you. And although it is effective, it doesn't do the full whammy.
Okay. What? Then that'll be it for me, I think.
All right, Rial. You see Divot once more trying to blow a big old shatter into this pillar that holds the tier of the world's tier at its top. You see your Tynna's holy light kind of washed over everybody, and again blowing the tentacles off of both Bruenor and Rial. What do you do? And Divot, what do you do?
So, definitely in the weirdest way drawn to that sorrow. I don't think that's something my brain can even comprehend, like pretty much like the worst day that the old ones ever had, but I'm still drawn to it. And if I can use my move and my dash to get up to it, I want to lay hands on the tier of the Primordials. And I'm kind of hoping, especially if my friends are free, if we can do some Guardians of the Galaxy shit. And we've all experienced so much sorrow in our own lives. Not sure if it's going to compete with some primordial sadness, but if I can make it that far and just do something crazy.
All right, Rial. You float through the waters, and with each stroke of your arm as you try to like reach out toward this orb of sorrow, you feel the waves of just this pure sadness wash over you. And you now existing a little bit outside of just the timeline of men, start feeling that in the pit of yourself, that hatred, that waste of a perfect gift. You see the beautiful, pristine hilltops and beautiful lakes and oceans of the world. And then you see the smog machines and the weapons of war that man has used to battle each other for pieces of ownership over land and coin. And this kind of eternal sadness for a sacrifice given but never truly respected permeates through you. Now, Rial, you know that attempting to touch this crystal is a dangerous thing. So it will be an Arcana check, is how you will try to adjust to this. But there will be, if you're trying to attune to its magics or simply just contact it, will depend on what the DC is. So what's your intention upon touching the world's tier?
I think attuning might be a bit above my pay grade at this point. So, we're just dipping the toe here, which I know is still pretty damn dangerous, but
okay. No, but that's fair. Again, not full, not trying to like take over this thing or as you said, attune to it, but simply maybe like an antenna start to vibrate on the same frequency as the magics within. It's going to be a DC 15 on this, just to become familiar with the magics within this stone.
Come on, baby. Oh.
Almost spit my water out, bro.
That'll do.
15 on the dot, my friend. All right, so Rial, you finally, after pushing yourself through these waves of sorrow, your hand, is almost cold to the touch as you kind of push through this dense fog of magic that surrounds the orb. The shifting blue and silver within is just this almost like the liquid energy of magic itself, this primordial goo, the some of the sauce that made the world around you. And almost like a lava lamp, the many streaks of various energies that are buried within just kind of ooze around. And your hand starts to get extremely cold as you push through this blue magic fog along the outside, and you feel your hand make contact with an orb, like it is actually a physical orb of some kind. You feel the smooth roundness of it. But at the same time, you start channeling into the dense sadness within the object. And you are suddenly aware of the great primordial. falls, as if you could see Melora the mountain as he laid down to become the Malachite Mountains. And as the Kraken itself, became the monstrosity of the seas and gave so much of its body to become the oceans itself. And the burning ever fire, he who burns, watching as his savage fires of the forest lands were stripped away from him. And you just see how each primordial had been slighted by the ancestry of men over the time, since this tier had been made. And you just become fully aware of the great sacrifice. The power that you have access to through this stone is tremendous, Rial. Whether you dare to use it is going to be an answer for another action. So, yes, Rial, you are currently in contact with the stone. With your action, you're kind of like through the first step of magic around it. So further DCs will be a little bit easier as well. But that's what you were able to accomplish on your turn.
Wild trip, bro. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
Who's the third primordial? He who forever burns.
Yeah.
Yes, this big giant fire. The way it, the cosmic heat that allows men to, the campfires that have kept man alive for so long, the energy of fire and, forest fires, and the way that fire is both life-giving and ending. But this primordial, just like big giant beast of fire, he who burns, is you become like aware of, some one that you hadn't even read of before.
I guess saying he who burns.
You talking about he who?
Yeah, he who. Yeah, he who. Good old he who.
All right, so Rial, that's your action. You got anything else?
Nah, I used my move and my cunning action. I'm feeling a little woke, feeling good. Ready to
yes,
go.
Almost a cipher or just like a channeling energy of the sorrow pouring through you. But again, wise enough not to like immediately jump in. You're cautiously approaching the kind of the magic at the core of this relic. If that's the end of your turn, Bruenor, you're up.
Yeah! All right. Yeah, I'm free. Free to be me in this world. Okay, I'm gonna go right up to that Kraken and slice him in his little face. Because...
Sweet, still protected by the divine light of these spiritual guardians, you kind of swim. Again, it's slowed while it's in this, so it's like you're able to get to it and it can't quite run away on you so fast.
God damn. Okay.
First swing, 14 AC is a miss. Sheens off the... But that one, the 28 AC hits Drew, 6 damage. And again, a magical blade, so it takes full damage.
Cool, I'm gonna mark in the funky bunch, that little bitch.
Nice. 3, that's it. 16 on the money. Another 13 damage.
Cool. So, I'm good. Just doing some damage. I mark him, I damage him.
Yeah, you see the coral kind of come out of the sword strikes. The first one off, but then you use that to gauge your next 2 strikes, each one slashing and leaving a little bit of that coral that is the magic of your unwavering mark. So if it does damage to anybody other than you, remember on your next turn, you get that bonus action attack against it.
Sure.
Sweet. Is that the end of your turn, Bruno?
Sure.
Boom. All right, that brings up our Kraken. You feel the icy breath of the queen, that's kind of like possessing this creature. The crystalline corruption that's kind of taken over this little magical beast, this primordial baby almost. You see, let me take a look here. It has some cool stuff. All right. I want to do this because it's cool. All right.
Do it.
Okay, no. There's an order of operations to this. There's an order of operations, so it must be followed. You see the tentacles again. It has so many. You let's say you cut 2 of them off, Tynna. It had 10 that it could use. There is only 8 left, and it's like that's using your inspiration point. It can't just like grapple all day long everything and still have free hands and stuff. But you have severed 2 of them away. It does still have 8 left, and 2 of them come swinging. Bruenor, one of them is going to come at you. The other one will not, which means it will proc your unwavering mark. Just remember on your next turn you'll have that bonus action attack. But Bruenor, you get the first swing. Plus 12. 26 AC. It is 17 bludgeoning damage. And again, you're wrapped around you. You are grappled.
Did you say balls? I thought I read your lips right. I was like, I think you said balls.
I sure did. I said fucking balls.
No, you know what? Yeah. You know what, Bruenor, never mind. I'm not even going to have to do that because it has another cool thing and I want to use it. So in a good thing, it's not going to attack anybody but you, but it is going to attack you again. You see, now that it's got you wrapped in its tentacle, it uses fling. So now that it's got you, it's going to throw you 40 feet at one of these walls. Let's see, 10, 20, 30. It won't be able to get the full 40 other because it would have to go through your allies. So good positioning has come to your aid. Boom, it actually throws you against this back wall. It just wraps around you, and then whoosh, you're tossed 40 feet.
Cool.
You take, all right, so you take 3 damage for every 10 feet. So that's, I'm sorry, you take 3 damage for every 10 feet you went 30 feet.
This is on top of the 17 from...
Yes, the tentacle attack was the 17, and then from the throw, you... Oh, dang it, I should have thrown you at them. That would have been funnier. Anyway, I threw you at the wall, but I'll have that fun later. So you get thrown at the wall, you take an additional 9 damage, and you are prone.
Yeah.
Oof.
So it's like, you know, underwater prone is weird, but it's almost just like you're just jacked up against this wall here.
That's fine. I have the funny number as a health right now, so it's all looking up for me.
Nice.
That's the sign.
Nice.
All right, Thoricus, you're up. What do you do? Oh, I'm sorry. He was still in the range of the light, so he's going to take that 19 damage again. He gets to make a save. He fails, so another 19 damage from Tynna's spiritual guardians.
Nice.
But it's really from Shantia. Like, let's be real.
From your girl, the green
We have
lady. Green lady. All right, Thoricus, Onyxheart. You know, you've seen this beast. You know, just sort of grab at your allies, and then tentacles flying, people getting chucked all over the place. You again, tactician. You know how Bruenor's mark works. The mark is still there, and so it's like you do know that it's gonna aid you if it attacks somebody that's not her. And so yeah, what do you do?
I'm gonna try not to embarrass myself this time. That's all I can hope for. So.
All right, first 2 strikes, 27 AC, 26, both hit. The 13 does not, and then your bonus action strike hits a 19 AC, which does hit. So 22, 31.
31, bitch.
Nice. Again, the True Strike blade also magical blade, so it does full damage. 31. Boom. Sweet. Yeah, man, nice damage, Thoricus. You're starting to cut up these tentacles as they're kind of floating around. But yeah, you've seen how strong this beast is. It is no simple beast. You got anything else?
Oh no. I mean, it withstood all of my shit talking, and you know,
that's resistance to shit talking.
Hey, you know, like
it's in there. I didn't put it.
This is what I'm gonna swing at you. I'm done swinging. So, fucking I'll see you next turn. I hate you.
Aww.
All right, you're now kind of fixed in front of the great beast that kind of looms in front of you. Tynna, you see Thoricus step in front and start cutting away with the True Strike blade. Just knocking great flecks of skin off, and crystals just shatter off as the sword strikes. What do you do?
Quick question. Okay, so I'm concentrating on my spirit guardians, and that was an action. I can't use healing word, right? Because it's a leveled spell.
No, so you can use it now because as long as it doesn't require concentration, you can still hold concentration on the other one. So the only time that leveled spell thing comes in is if you're trying to cast 2 spells in the same turn. So you casted this last turn, so you're free to use. Yeah, you're free to use whatever you need.
All right, well then, yeah, I'm gonna. Let me change my order. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
So yeah, Thoricus is hacking away, swinging away, and then I'm gonna join, and I'm gonna see if I can't get some extra like radiant damage on that too because of my divine strike. I'm gonna use my, I guess my mace if I could like swing a swing.
Bang bang.
Boom.
Double crit! Wow!
Oh,
The good one! Oh my goodness.
Wow.
It was 2 in the same one, which is awesome.
that was amazing.
Tynna, the damage from your radiant also crits, so I think it's what is it, a D8 radiant?
Oh, sorry, what?
I think it's a D8 extra radiant damage, right, with your divine strike.
Oh yes, it is a D. Let me double check. Yes, D8.
So it's going to be 2d8 because you crit.
Ah!
So go ahead and roll 2d8 additional damage.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. So I just smacked the hardest I've ever smacked anything before. And then, because I mean, I saw Bruenor go flying. I want to. She's in range, right? Because I believe it's
for healing
60
word.
feet. Yeah. So I'm gonna give her some healing.
Boom. All right, Tynna, roll. Do me a favor. Roll 2d8 for the crit damage on that radiant.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no problem. It's in addition to the 9 damage, which is nice.
Yeah.
Boom, it's 3, so we're at let's see, we're at 9. That's 12, 17. Nice.
Woo. Okay, cool.
It is bleeding. It is under
nice.
it is under its half health threshold.
And then let me cast.
All right, and then with your bonus action, just kind of boink, turn around and fire some sweet of that Shanti 11.
Boink.
And Bruenor,
And
you
then
get plus.
I think there's an extra +4 to that. Let me double check.
Yeah, I think it's 3 plus the spells level. 2 plus the spell, something like that, from the cleric of life ability.
Yeah.
So if you're casting it as a first level spell, I believe it would be I think you're right. 3 plus 1, it would be an additional 4. So you would get 10 back. Little bonus action heal on Bruenor, who is currently just kind of like slammed into the rock wall after being thrown. Just it was too fun an ability. I had to try it out by this Kraken. All right, Tynna, that's your action, your move. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
Perfect, Divot. You are up.
Now that I'm standing on them, do these runes mean anything to me?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm trying. I swear I'm trying.
Yeah, roll 20 was a little wonky on me also, so I think it's just I think we're fighting with a lot of people are doing it. With the DC 17, not quite good enough to discern exactly the magical effect of it, but these seem to be containment runes. You're looking around and you're like, like this, the sorrow that you're connecting to, you're like, you're kind of starting to piece together like this chamber. You look at the kind of turquoise and gold tiles on the floor, again, some fallen kingdom at some point that was connected with this stone in some way, but why was it fallen? You see these strange blue runes that glow on the floor seem to be unconnected from the magic within the tier itself. So somebody else put these runes on the ground. And they do seem to be containment runes. And you also notice that Rial is on the other side of them.
Okay. Cool.
But that's not an action or anything. That's just you deducing what you see.
All right, dope. So most of that is like over my head. I'm like, yeah, those are definitely runes around this big blue ball that Rial's touching. So I'm just gonna go lend him a hand. I think I can I get basically to where Rial is ish?
Yes, you can. You know, again, now that you've kind of paid attention to the runes, you do notice there's like a distinct magical difference between where you are right now and as you enter the sphere that is kind of wraps around this crystalline pillar and the tier itself. But yeah, you can get all the way to Rial. Actually, well, you can get right there.
All right, I slide over to Rial and I put my right hand on his right shoulder and I press my butt cheeks up against the big crystal thing. And then I look over at where the Kraken is, and I'm watching what's going on over there. It's just like a nice way to like help him share the load and get a good view of what's going on.
All right, so do you want to use your action to do the help, or you're going to give him advantage on his next roll? Or do you kind of want to do similarly and dip your toes into the magic of this orb?
Yeah, I'll dip my cheeks in the orb.
So you similarly will be making a DC 15 Arcana check.
All right. Can I do a Tex Arcana check? It's the same thing, but you wear a cowboy hat.
Yes.
Y'all.
Rocking that Weed&d snapback.
Ooh.
That's
Hey,
I
yeah,
think
there you
that's
go.
good enough.
Yeah, definitely good enough, Divot. You feel your bony butt cheeks pressed up against this orb as you have your hand on Rial's shoulder, and it's almost like that moment that the beam that you shot down here, that cosmic moment. Again, it's like you guys are dealing with some like extremely high magic stuff. This tier, very powerful, has the course of that same magical sadness kind of courses through you that did Rial. Divot, with the connection of both of your powers on this, your ability to kind of navigate the magics of this thing will be easier for both of you. So by taking the risk of doing the roll yourself, you have granted both of you guys a boon in your usage of the orb itself.
woo.
Okay, sick. Sick. No doubt. Big boon. And then for my bonus action or whatever, I just want to yell at the Kraken thing, like, she doesn't treat you good. She doesn't treat you well.
You see the words kind of ripple through the water, and this, trying to basically affect the mind of this beast, that's so contaminated. And you see that in response, there is little separation between the corruption and this creature itself, as if they are born of the same light. Or
Very
darkness.
sad.
Rial, you see Divot's kind of attuning with you to this, kind of fusing the magics with you in this stone. You kind of feel a little bit more attuned to the magics within. Again, the great power of kind of the primordial energies of the world all contained within this immense hatred. You also become privy, because of Divot's connection with you, to the containment runes around you. So, Rial, you get to make that same Arcana check. You'll get to make it with advantage because of Divot's presence.
Because that beautiful booty just does the trick. every
Boon
time.
booty, baby.
Booty boon.
It's very skeletoned.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh, raka.
All right, so Rial, as Divot touches you, you feel kind of like your minds link again. You share this life energy, this life force, and your minds kind of blink together for a moment through the current of this arcane magic. You realize that these runes on the ground were placed there by a wizard of immense power. Like the type of containment runes here would be similar to the types that you would use to contain demons or elder gods, or some of the great monstrosities of the earth. Even Ergon himself, the archmagus, would have to work with a group of other wizards to achieve something of this magnitude, which leads you to understand that they meant for this tier not to leave this area. And so, you're kind of like looking around at the containment runes, and they are again a separate magic from what's going on within this orb itself that you are now kind of trying to navigate your mind into. But yes, you kind of realize that this is like a magical warning sign against like this tier.
What do you say, old friend? Do we keep going deeper?
Are you talking to me?
Yo, I got a crazy idea, but I think it'd take both of us to do it.
Okay. Can we sort of...
We both kind of read the runes, right? Our turns are right next to each other. Can we talk a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. I'm like, it's like a containment thing, right? It's supposed to keep this thing in here. What if we added a word to it?
What are you thinking?
What if we added the word Kraken to it and bait him into coming into this thing, and then he's stuck guarding the thing instead of us having to kill him?
What word is that? Would it be guilt?
I don't know. Do you know the rune for Kraken?
We can try and figure it out.
I don't even know why I'm listening to this right now, honestly.
All right, yeah, that idea has some merit, Divot. The again, this containment magic of immense magical power, obviously strong enough to contain the tier within it. Yeah, I like that idea. I'm not against that at all.
We are the bait in a big trap.
Big old trap. So, I mean, whatever I got to do, if this is sort of like a team attack, like, whatever I got to prepare. So for the next go around, if we want to.
Yeah. Okay, so we're hatching our plan. We're like, I don't know, just fucking write Kraken and make it look fancy.
All right, so if you want to, so again, because the way the team attack mechanic works here, Rial, you would burn your turn now. It would activate on Divot's turn, but you would be attempting to add the rune. You add your own mana. Again, these are like really high magic, so the DC is probably going to be a little high on this. Adding basically that the Kraken 2 would be contained within this little area of the spell. Now, that does bring to the statement, you need to get it in there before that happens.
Okay.
Or it would almost have the opposite effect, and it wouldn't be allowed to get into it.
Excellent.
Which, might work out in a different way.
We'll be getting it.
All right, so Rial, you and Divot, you guys basically we're gonna use that. That'll be your guys' when we reach Divot. You guys will get to make a combined Arcana check is how we're gonna do this, and to pull off the basically manipulating some pretty high magic runes at work. So awesome! I love the idea, and we will see what happens on Divot's turn.
Out of solidarity, can I also put my butt on the tier?
Absolutely. Who am I to stop you from having such a glorious mental picture? The Revenants put their rear ends, reverend ends. I thought there might be something there. There wasn't.
Cheek to cheek.
They put cheek to cheek on this sorrow, and your butts are both sadder than they've ever been.
Sad booty.
So again, you guys are just in contact with the magic. You're not trying to use it. You're not trying to do much to it. So you're still in contact. You haven't the Arcana checks you used to basically get through that first layer have still worked, and you guys are both connected, granting you advantages on further stuff with it. So I like it. You guys are getting ready to try changing some high magic. Bruenor.
Yeah.
You kind of, blasted against this wall after being thrown by the giant tentacle of the Kraken. You shake it off a little bit. What do you do?
I go right back up to him and kick his ass.
Yeah, the only one unfettered because you do have a swim speed.
I get an extra attack though, because he. Oh no, never mind.
No, he only ended up throwing you. I'm sorry. Yes, that was confusing because I said it originally. But yeah, just throwing.
I was looking forward to it. I'm just gonna live my best life and just try.
Sweet. 2 strikes out of those attacks. The first one does 10 the second 9, so 19 more damage. You guys are just hacking away at this thing. It has a ton of hit points, but you guys are serving it up. So another 19. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Again, each strike of Angerel, creates some more of that coral. It's still just marked the same, but drawing its ire on anybody but you would be foolish. And not to say it wouldn't do that, but it's definitely going to pay the price.
Yeah. Yep. Just gonna give it a little swingy swang and hope for the best.
All right, Bruenor, if you're done, it's our Kraken friend here. Dang it, I did it again. I wanted to fling you so bad that I don't get the. All right. Anyway, there's another cool thing. Maybe we'll find out the cool thing. A target. That's singular, so it wouldn't do that. It's gonna tentacle, because why not? It loves that stuff. Ooh, can I do this? Let me just check real quick.
What are you about to do?
Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
All right, so Bruenor, it will strike you. The protector energies of you, the calling upon it, striking it again and being the closest target. It does strike, so it gets a plus 12. It rolled a 1! Oh! Shit crit for the bit.
Shit crit.
All right. It does have 2 attacks, but it doesn't get to do the one thing I wanted it to do. So here comes a second tentacle attack. Plus 12 to this. That one's better. 30 AC. That one's gonna hit. Bruenor, it wraps around you again, blasting you for 17 bludgeoning damage. You are grappled once more. And then, all right, that's actually the end of its turn. It can move, but it would incur AOs, and it doesn't really want to do that. So it's gonna stay put. Oh, it does get a saving throw again. That's a D12, not a D20.
Yeah.
Tynna for you. 19. That's a pass, so it takes half of the 19, which is going to be 9. 9 more radiant damage. Yeah, it's been doing that work. Boom. It's now bloodied. So yes, you see, you guys are pretty much committing a real nice assault on this beast. Again, just a fraction of the power of the true Kraken form. This corrupted little miniature, although powerful, is seemingly being held in check right now. It is Thoricus. Your turn. What do you do?
I hate fractions.
Holy shit.
I was told there would be no math.
Thoricus, crits you dog. My bong is empty. I have to light this joint.
Wow.
All right, Thoricus, all 4 attacks hit. One of them is a crit. So we have...
That's right.
19, 33, 47, 58. Damn it.
Ooh.
All right, Thoricus, you just gotta kill this guy, and then we ain't gonna have to read shit.
You start slashing at him, like after you've watched him move and to defend from you a few times, and it's like you know his moves. He's not as graceful a fighter as his primordial predecessor. And you just start hacking in with the quick strike blade. He is in real bad shape. He is still there, but you see like big hunks of crystal now falling off of his skin. This thick white blood kind of oozing out of all the many cracks. When you see the coral of Bruenor's, marking just kind of growing out of each of the cracks within its skin. You see Thoricus after your attacks. Do you have anything else? Is 58 damage enough? No, is that the end of your turn?
I'm so sorry, what?
Is that the end of your turn?
Gosh. I swear there was something. Was it with pasta? No, that's when I miss. When I hit, no. I mean, No, I guess there's not. I thought that was something I did like. Nah, fuck it. I'm high as shit. So I'm good.
All
I'm
right,
feeling
Thoricus.
awesome. I love
At the
this.
end of your turn, you see it burns one of its two of its 3 legendary action points. You see it takes Bruenor, it's got wrapped in its tentacle, and it just goes and swallows her.
Oh.
Bruenor, you take 20 piercing damage. If you're medium or smaller and you're grappled, which you are, you're swallowed. While you're swallowed, you're blinded and restrained. You have total cover against outside attacks, though. So, like, if somebody's trying to attack you from the outside, you don't take any extra damage. And Bruenor, as you're kind of like thrown through the maud teeth of this giant, kraken beast, you're like going through the esophagus, and you see before you like this like bubbling pool of acid within it, and you're like going into its stomach toward this bubbling pit of acid, and you will be burned by it on each of your turns within. And that's where we're gonna pick it up next time.
Not with the acid. No.
No. Not the good kind, like you want.
The acid.
Because I would kick myself if I'm like, why didn't you end it when he swallowed Bruenor?
God.
So Bruenor, yes, you have been swallowed by well, this isn't Phil McCracken. Jill McCracken? Because it's like the girl. There you go. All right, guys. Woof. All right, dudes. Yeah, great, man. You guys are actually doing a really great job, and I'm excited to see what happens with this this containment magic. But holy crap, dudes! You gotta hang with us next week. We'll be back next Tuesday, and every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Pacific. Man, holy crap! I love playing D&D with these guys. It is an adventure each and every week, and I just love it so damn much. Thank you guys for hanging with us, for all the incredible support. Thanks to the teams that just bring your people our way. Vancouver by night, and dudes, just like, thanks so much. It's such a this little thing means so much to us, and it means so much that it means anything to you guys at all. So thank you so much for just making this thing such a happy place and such a wonderful little community to be a part of. We do love you, buds. We got us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter like this one right here, make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire, and go light us up. Come see Role Playhouse this Saturday at 8 p.m. We're gonna have us some live D&D shenanigans, and it's gonna be weird.
Do it.
Let's get weird.
Let's get weird, dude. Woo! Yeah!
So what? You can't touch me. I'm from the internet.